Hi, Tim. Hi, Gary. You're all muted. Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi, Meryl.
Hi. Oh, Gary's still muted.
Hi, Gary.
Not anymore.
All
Hi.
right, good. Hi, glad this worked out. I was a little nervous because I hadn't heard back from Grace about, but I saw that it looked like the meetings were
Yeah. Oh, and Susan may join us. Susan
oh,
Wait.
good. Okay. Yep. And I do need someone to take simple, really simple meeting minutes for this. I mean, I'm nothing elaborate, simply just saying we talked about this, we talked about this, or we talked about this. Either if you're willing to do that.
I'll do that.
Okay, thanks, Gary. Yeah, Tim, any more luck getting in touch with Grace?
No, about 2 hours ago, I left that voicemail, or just when I sent you that email.
Yeah.
I don't, that's unusual. And then I even copied one of my emails to Becky and haven't heard back from her either. I'm not sure what the deal is. I had the impression that it was just a slam dunk to get the videos and do the minutes, because they
Well,
do that with the,
and hold on with those questions and ask Gail. She's joining us now because she's on the
I
web
asked her
committee.
already.
And she
I had
didn't
talked
know?
to her. because I thought on the web committee she might know, but
Oh, but she didn't.
she said to call Grace, which is
I
what I
did.
did.
Yep.
So I do know, because the web committee has nothing to do with the recorded minutes. That's all in
Ah.
Grace's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I left a voicemail, but I haven't heard back yet. So, so thank you for your help, Gail. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
sorry. That's the only way to get there.
Okay.
And I don't know if Becky's gonna join us. She's certainly invited. Do you want me to call her? And see?
Yeah, it would be good if she were part of this, I think. She's got some stuff she needs to do.
No kidding. I've been on the
Yeah.
phone with her. But not getting too far. I'll give her a call.
Wow, look at that. Is that a cat?
That's Gracie.
Oh,
That is one big old cat.
Oh, she's not, I think it's just the Zoom. She's not very
Zoom.
big, actually.
Oh, okay.
My other cat, Henry, now he's big. He's about twice as big as Gracie, and he's
Oh, my
a
goodness.
18-pound cat.
Yeah.
But he's downstairs absconding with the heating pad. I can't imagine why he would do that today, but
Yeah, I can't either.
it's Meryl calling. We're on the Zoom call now, and we're hoping. you will join us.
Gracie, whenever I get on a Zoom meeting,
The RFP subcommittee.
she runs into the room and wants to be on my lap and all that kind of
We're
stuff.
gonna start the meeting shortly because.
She'll get bored in a minute and go away.
Hopefully you can join us.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I had our dog was up here for a while, but he gets bored very quickly with Zoom meetings.
Yeah. I give Gracie 5 minutes here.
Okay, you might have heard, I did not reach Becky. I just got her answering machine. So maybe she'll join us. Oh, Susan Waite is here, wants to be admitted. That's nice.
Can I share something with you guys real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
And I want to mention too that this is being recorded, just so you know. Yeah.
It's obvious to me that you guys have unbelievable experience with all this stuff, either directly or by your involvement with other aspects of town government. So I'm really here to just basically make myself be a better volunteer by understanding everything that happens. So I may not be contributing that much, but I think at least if I become more aware of how the processes work and what the issues are, that, you know, even when I'm handing out recycle bags, I can probably be a better volunteer that way. So that's kind of what I'm up to. So if I seem like I'm not doing a good job of editing or laziness, it's because I know you guys have far more to contribute at this point. So that's just kind of where I'm at. So,
Well, the other
No
thing
problem.
I would like to say, Tim, is that a new pair of eyes can be really helpful. Because yes, we've been doing this for a long time, but we kind of get inured, you know, to things. And it's nice to have a new pair of eyes looking at this stuff.
yeah,
So-
that's a good point. Occasionally that works out to an advantage.
Hi,
Although I've
Susan.
got to say, it's hard
Hi,
to beat.
Susan, we're
It's hard
hoping
to
you'll
beat the
join
kind
the
of
video.
editing that Gail did.
Yeah, so I am happy to join with video, but if it's okay with you, I've had a very busy morning and I need to make some lunch. So I'm listening to this in my kitchen and participating
No
in my
problem.
kitchen. So
We got you.
my
Great.
video, I don't know that my video is going to be very helpful.
Great.
Oh, no problem. We
I'm gonna be
just
moving
finished
around.
lunch, so I won't be drooling.
Yeah, so let's see, hi there. So I'm going to, if you don't mind, I need to make a very quick run to my basement just for a minute to
No,
get.
no,
Sure.
whatever you need to do.
I need
We're gonna
tuna.
carry on.
We're
Just a
just gonna hack our way through this RFP.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, and welcome, everybody. That's the first thing. We all know each other, yay. And thank you all for your hard work on the RFP. I don't want to get into that quite yet. And I don't think it's going to take us super long because what we really need to focus on is our meeting with the haulers on Friday. So the first question related to that is, Gary, Did you have success contacting the haulers and setting them up for the meeting on Friday?
I hadn't done that until we met. I'm going to call them this afternoon after we're finished.
Okay, because that's
see if we got
critical.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I was hoping to know the status of that for the meeting
back.
because, oh, hello. Just so that we know what's happening. So if they can't make it on Friday, we're gonna have to scramble.
Well, there may be one or two that can't, so we'll have to give it a try.
And
Gary,
who have you
just-
invited? Who have you invited, Gary, or
He
whomever?
hasn't invited anyone yet, but he's
Uh-huh.
going to be in touch
Yeah.
with Waste Management, Roy Boyer, Republic, Dan Higgins, and Casella, Aaron Banfield. And then
Awesome.
I wanted to ask you whether we should ask USA Waste again, because they basically answered most of our questions, but we can answer that better after we go through our list of questions again.
Sure, yeah,
Sure.
I think if you, once you know the questions, in fairness, it might be, and it might be good for them to know that you're doing some research, so it might be a good thing to ask them the same questions.
Yeah, so
Yep.
maybe if we could schedule them last, Gary, because they might be quick at this point, so since we've already discussed a lot of the questions with them,
Right.
that would be good.
Okay. And we may have to go on to Monday if they all can't do it on Friday.
Gary,
It's a short notice.
Yeah, we
I don't know
can't do
how-
Monday because we won't be able to post it in time.
Won't be able to
Tuesdays,
what?
post it in time to
Oh.
continue on Monday, unless I post it now.
Post it today. If we don't use it, we don't need it.
Yeah.
I can't be here Monday and I can't be here Tuesday. I'll be out of town both days,
Okay,
unfortunately.
Tuesday was our next,
But I don't think you should hold it back if I'm not there, because
yeah.
I will likely contribute the least, and it's important that it goes as fast as possible.
No, actually, we didn't have it. Our meetings are today,
Saturday,
Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday and Thursday.
hey, no,
No, today, wait a minute, Tuesday, the 11th. Why do I have January 14th?
I have only, today and Saturday, the 15th at 11.
Well, Friday is, we've
I
got four.
think I printed one out wrong. I have the 15th is the Saturday, the 15th. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be Friday, the 14th is what it is the
Yeah,
interview.
it's Friday, the 14th, 10, 11, 1, and 2.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yes,
then-
I
and
see
then-
I
it
just
now.
put Thursday instead
Yep.
of Friday in my,
Sorry,
No.
I didn't circle it like I circled the others.
yeah.
Yeah.
I only checked them 40 times, and you still. Okay, but so it's Thursday, and I have the date correct, it's the 14th. And
Yeah.
then
Right, the 14th, yeah.
the 15th, so, let's just see if we can do them on Friday, because
I will call them as soon as this meeting's over
yeah,
and find
well,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, but that,
My problem that I have to hit the road like immediately after the meeting because I have to go to my dad's.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll just do what we can. But the key thing is to talk about the interview questions. And has everyone had a chance to look at those?
Yes.
Okay, let me,
I don't think I was, I have not seen them, but
Okay.
I'm more of an observer than anything. So
Let
I
me-
can,
I'm going to share screen. I'm going to bring them up in a second. Let me,
and I just need to explain, I'm putting myself on mute because there's a washing machine going on in the background. But I
No
am listening.
problem.
I'm here and I'll mute
Oh
myself.
boy,
as
a
needed.
human being.
Great.
hey, no. Come on.
Okay, let me share that.
I didn't see anything to add, and I was basically counting on you and Gary, given your experience with these sets of questions before.
Can everyone see this? I wasn't asked, this isn't an RFP type questionnaire. This is a scope questionnaire and what they can do.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask a million questions when I
No,
started.
and I just added 2. And I,
Yeah.
you know,
And
yeah.
I corrected something that, oh, Tim, why is your name coming up? For interview?
I added a question, and what do you mean on the
No,
sheet?
right at the front. I don't know what that's about. Right before interview. Let me see if I can just get rid of it.
Can you make it a little bigger?
You can do that on
I
your
can.
screen, Gary. Go at the
I can?
top, it says view options.
Actually, when I see it, your name comes up, Meryl. I don't know what that's about.
That's who's on the document.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Where is view options?
At the very top on my screen, next to you are viewing the screen.
Interview questions for solid, okay.
No, it's on your screen, way above that, the very top.
Oh, okay. Um,
And the very
What do I
first, in
do?
the very first in the
Standard?
menu is zoom ratio.
I don't see any zoom ratio. I see view, and then it says standard, side by side, gallery.
No, you're over in the little boxy things.
it's all right. I'm zooming in.
Oh,
It's
okay,
not
there we
as
go.
nice a zoom in as,
that's good.
is that good enough?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, view options. There we go. Okay. I see.
So contact person, why does that say ADG? I don't know.
Somebody was checking to see if it was
Oh,
enterable.
I see what happened. This is what goes. Oh, here's Becky. Why is this doing this?
Thanks for letting me in, Meryl.
There you go.
What's that?
Thanks for letting me in.
No problem.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Gail.
Oh, Tim, that answers your question that you had on that, your comment on the question number. One of the lines got screwed up at the top, that's why.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Becky, we're what we're doing is we're talking about the questions we're going to ask to the haulers on Friday, and Gary's going to call them all after this meeting, hopefully to set them up to be able to join us. We don't know yet whether they'll be able to join us, but we're hoping they will.
Great.
Yeah, so let's just talk through these questions, or hopefully everyone, I know Susan didn't have a chance to look at them, sorry about that, but Susan Wade is here joining us as well. But if you want to change wording on these or whatever, any comments on these?
Yes, on question number 6, now it should be if no to question number 5.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah, that was the one that, because that extra line got thrown in somehow.
We're
So
not
that's
now, wasn't the decision that we would not share these questions with them before we met
No,
with them?
we're
or-
gonna send them. the
We are.
questions. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So-
well,
Yeah, when Gary talks to them, Gary, just get the best email too.
Mhm.
yeah, so,
We have emails. Yeah, we have their emails.
one thing that I think would be helpful if they're gonna be seeing these before we actually, if this is
Interview
a
them?
document that's gonna go out solo without a meeting, immediately succeeding it, I would suggest that you have a little short paragraph at the top explaining why you're asking these questions. The town of Shutesbury is, it's kind of repeating what Gary might say to them during the phone call, because you don't know who this is going to be handed to, and it's kind of, some of the questions are kind of like out of the blue, like, long driveways. Why are they asking me about long driveways? So just having like a little couple sentences explaining that the town of Shutesbury is currently gathering information in prior
I'm
to.
writing it as we speak.
Yeah. There you go. And then I might also suggest having a simple kind of lead-in question to kind of warm them up and engage them right away, because long driveways is an immediate off-putting question. So
Yep.
you might ask something first like, does your company service rural communities? It's something that they're gonna get, that's gonna get them excited and engaged potentially. It's like, yeah, we serve rural communities. So you want some yes questions first before you start asking some things that might put them off.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Even if they're kind of easy, obvious questions, you don't want to make them obvious, but you want them to start saying yes, and then
Do you think one's enough, or should we have another one?
Why don't we just pick up questions 6 and 7 and put them later after we've asked more basic things about dual stream, single stream, etc.
Well, these are all tough questions.
you know what, a follow-up question is to, do you serve rural communities, is what challenges do you encounter? Because part of this is you want to demonstrate that you're collecting information from them and you care about what their business needs are as well.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
It also helps us hopefully gain more information about where they're coming from other than just profit motive. So maybe we'll gain a little insight.
Another question might be towards the bottom. I would say, we understand that relationships like these are partnerships, and what
did you say? Relationships like these are what?
we understand that relationships, hauler relationships are partnerships between the two entities, and what kinds of behaviors or what kinds of what do you look for? What do you look for?
What do you want from us?
Appreciate? What do you look for or appreciate from a municipality in these during a contractual relationship? Something to that effect, like, it just kind of demonstrates that we realize that it's a give and take.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, my dog was driving me crazy. So
we understand that a contractual relationship is a partnership between the contractor and the municipality. Something to that effect.
and then what's the rest
And
of
what-
that statement?
I'm sorry?
What was the rest of that? We understand these.
These contracts are a partnership between the contractor and the town, period. What
What are your expectations of
are
the,
your expectations,
Yeah,
or
for
what
the
are the,
town.
what behaviors what behaviors do the municipalities that you have the best relationships with demonstrate, or something like that? You see what I mean? You're asking for tips on how to operate successfully with this organization.
I would
Based
suggest,
on-
I would suggest operations then instead of behaviors. Behaviors
Yeah,
sounds.
I don't like the word behavior there either.
yeah,
Operations.
Expectations would be good though.
expectations, yeah.
Operations.
Do you have of the town in this relationship?
Yep.
but there are, I guess my point is there are contractual expectations and there are just relationship working expectations. And my original thought was to focus on the latter.
What are your
The former is going to
expectations?
be,
Operations to,
What are your expectations as regards our working relationship
yes.
with the town?
What working, what relationship expectations do you have? Maybe that's the way to do it.
What if you ask, what do you find makes these partnerships work best from your end?
Yes, something like that.
I think that's
Perfect.
really more what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
What was the second word you said?
What do you find? Right?
Yeah,
What actions?
I'm not sure what I said now. What
I
I think
think
is
you said-
what aspects of these partnerships
Aspects.
do you find most helpful from your end, or what, something of that nature?
What aspects are most
Of the
important in the working
successful
relationship?
Successful
In a
relationship.
successful working relationship.
What
That's good.
aspects of the most successful working, what aspects of the most successful working relationships are most beneficial to your company? Is that what we're trying to say?
How about
here?
your team instead of your company?
team. Yes, right.
What
Well,
aspects
most beneficial for maintaining a good,
working
healthy
really?
partnership.
Where is it on the screen, Meryl?
It's at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Oh, can we see it?
You should.
I can see it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Basically, the partnership between the contractor and the town. What aspects of the most successful working relationships?
No. What aspects do you
Did
find?
Yeah,
That are most
Does-
beneficial. Yeah.
your team find most beneficial.
Yeah.
What aspects of a successful working relationship does your team find?
Right. Right. That's good.
I think that should go up near the front.
Yeah.
One of the first questions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Put it wherever you think it goes.
It's one of those good ones before we hit him with the hard shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait a minute, what did I do? That's not what I meant to do, okay. Let's do this.
Give them a couple of lines.
Are we expecting them to fill these out and send them back to us?
No,
Yeah,
so
it'll-
they can just do it. We're gonna send them a Word version. They can, so it's not protected. They can do whatever they want with it.
Okay.
I would also say question number 8, I don't even think this first sentence is necessary because we can explain that to them. I mean,
I really want that in there because we're very different than suburban homes. That's a
Right.
huge worry to us. So I want it right up front.
so
Then
right
make it the
now,
second sentence.
right now, does the truck go all the way up the driveway?
No,
No.
that's what's implied.
No, but the problem is people getting their stuff there. And if they have to use carts, it's going to be a lot harder than just taking a bag and putting it at the end of your road. So that's why,
But that's
Well,
not
actually,
clear from this.
They would
at all.
argue that a cart is easier because you just roll it versus carrying it.
people can throw the bags in their car and
I
drive
see.
them down.
I
That's
see.
what most people do. They can't
I
just throw
see.
the carts in their car.
Uh-huh, okay.
I
And,
would
you know,
just
Yeah.
my
stretch-
driveway's 400 feet, so. you
Okay,
know,
yeah, no, I get it.
The issue isn't the length of the driveway as much
Right.
as it is the length of the driveway in, with respect to carts,
Yes.
right? Because people are getting their stuff out no matter how long the driveway is now, because they just throw the bag in the car and, or the bin in the car and drive it to the end.
Well, so maybe a further explanation is maybe we just need to add to the first sentence. Well, or you could move the first sentence. You could say the current practice is that residents put
first,
trays to
yes.
throw bags at the street edge. However, many Shutesbury homes
Right.
have long driveways. And many, and people put it in their car. So we are concerned that a cart might be a difficult prospect. Would your company support bag pickup? Something like that.
Well, we haven't.
I think
asked-
leading
Does
with
anyone
the
else
long
have
driveways.
this, does anyone else have this file open?
I do on my computer.
Okay,
On
can
my-
you shut it? Because I think it's messing this up. Let's
It's on
just look at the
entirely-
shared.
It's on an
Share.
entire, okay, let me see.
I don't know why. This is like really painfully slow at the moment.
I just shut it off.
Okay.
Did that change anything?
No.
Many Shutesbury homes have long driveways, often in excess of 300 feet, which is fine for getting bags to curbside.
Fine if you are using a bag to get to curbside.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
just start.
But I
If you
Why-
use Gale, you don't have to.
why are you
read.
asking if they support bag pickup at curbside? That's not really what you're asking.
Our
Like,
real
yeah,
question.
Many
because
have long
carts
drive, I don't know,
are
many.
gonna be more difficult for everybody. So we're asking for if they support bag pickup because that's what works for people, given their long driveways.
Curbside. I don't know what the hell's going on with my computer. Why is this so slow? Ah.
Tim, you're still in the document.
Excuse me?
Your name just came up. I think you're still in the document.
No.
Did you actually shut the file? Did people shut this file?
Is this,
Becky,
I
are you
have the
on it?
request for proposal open, is that, that's not effective though, is it?
Uh,
I mean, I don't know if that's what the issue is, but it's like really slow.
Okay,
just-
I have nothing.
Meryl, I'm just
Yeah.
looking at this question as if I'd never seen it before and didn't know the conversation about bags versus carts. And I don't think that this addresses what you really want to get to. The current practice is resident, you're allowed to get at street edge.
Right.
Does your company support bag pickup at curbside?
That's what I had.
Okay, but leave it there and then ask a further question.
There is one down below, yeah.
Right. But skip the long driveway stuff until the next
Well,
question.
I think it helps. I mean, they need to understand why we want bag pickup. That it's the reason it's important to this town of Shutesbury is because people have long driveways and hauling a toter 300 feet down to the bottom and then up again, it's not going
Okay.
to be.
Then ask, would your company support continuing bag pickup at curbside? This is our
I
practice.
can't do anything right now. This is doing such weird stuff. This is so annoying.
That's
I'm
weird.
gonna, I wonder, I'm gonna
Is
stop
Gary a
the
co-chair?
share. I'm gonna stop the share and see if I can do it without, let me just see for a minute if I can bring it up and. Oh my God.
If somebody can send me a copy, I mean, the share was mostly for me because I haven't seen the question. So if somebody can email me a copy, then
Well, I can do that.
I don't know why that is happening.
No,
That
I don't
is
have
never-
anything up.
Let me try. I wonder if it's Google. It's doing something weird. I shut it and now I'm opening up again. Let me just see if it's,
I'm opening it up to share with Susan for just a minute.
So I would suggest then we have these driveways, but so here's our current practice. Many of the driveways are this long.
God,
Bags
still-
are
still doing it. I don't know why.
are
That's
not
so weird.
difficult to get to curbside. But carts or what do you, or lifters, what do you call them? The other things,
Wheeled carts.
wheeled carts would be virtually impossible or would be difficult, very difficult to get to curbside.
Well,
Now-
there are two issues. There are two issues, and this is why it's somewhat complicated, and we'll have to
Now
talk.
now it's totally screwed up. Because
One
I don't know if
issue-
it's because Tim's got it open or not, but it's.
One
No,
issue
I
is
don't.
long driveways. The other issue is the winter. When people
Well,
have
that's
to
a
haul
separate
this.
question.
Yeah, that's a separate question, but they go together because they
Right.
have to deal with
Right.
carts and
But that's
you
why I wanted to put the long driveway thing in there. I think that does make a difference. We need to have that in there.
Yep.
Okay. But the
Okay,
long
I just-
driveway doesn't have to do with the winter pickup. It's the roads, the difficulty of the roads that has them picked up.
Well, it's
some-
both, because if you got a long driveway, plus you have to bring it to the end of your road, that's even worse.
But I have a long driveway. There's no problem.
With a
I
cart,
do too.
That question,
Yeah.
Susan.
Oh, I
what
see.
if, what if we put the information about long driveways in the paragraph at the top, the short paragraph at the top, explaining that Shutesbury is doing this. We are a rural community with long driveways, sometimes in excess of 300 feet, period. Then they
Well-
have that as a, as
and
background
there are some-
information.
And there are some roads that are impassable in the winter for large trucks. Residents have to bring their trash and recyclables to the top of the road.
Regardless of the length of their driveway. That
Right.
hasn't anything to do with the length of the driveway.
That's right.
What currently happens on a road like where Merrill lives, where it's steep, when that, do
it's-
they
we
skip
have to bring
picking
our
up-
stuff to the end of the road in winter.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And there are other roads like that. At the lake, there are the Laurels that are impassable. And then there are some roads like Briggs Road where people have, and Carver, where people have to do that no matter, all the time, no matter
So
whether it's winter or not. Yeah.
Are we really saying that any alternatives to bags is not really acceptable for this community? And if so, why don't we just be upfront with that?
Because if
Well,
no one will, if we can't have no contract. So we have
Understood.
to.
You
if
also
the
want
only
to,
way they'll contract with us is with carts, then
You
we're gonna have to
also-
go with carts.
you also want to encourage creativity, and they might
Right.
have other ideas or problem solving that we're not thinking of. So we want to ask them, do you have, are working with bags at the curbside acceptable, or do you have other solutions to this problem?
That'd be a great thing to put in that first paragraph. That's perfect, I think. That whole idea about creative solutions you might have. This is
My
our.
computer is not allowing me to write anything. Maybe someone else can bring up the document and screen share and edit, because mine's not letting me. It's like
I
unbelievable.
can't bring it up on this computer.
I can bring it up. Where is
Let me
it?
close it on mine. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Where is it?
I sent you a link to it.
Yeah, long time ago, back up, way back here.
Do you want me to send you another link?
That'd be easier than my going through this. I've got the draft link.
What the hell? This is so
Yeah.
annoying.
And Gary, I would suggest that when you speak to them, you don't tell them anything that might put them off.
Oh, I won't. I won't.
Just focus on your community looking for some, a new hauler.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Looking
know
for a
Dan,
hauler.
I know Dan Higgins already and I can, okay, I've got it.
Did the current hauler just absolutely close the door altogether?
They could,
Pretty much.
they certainly could.
Okay,
Did-
I just
Did
sent
they
you
give
the
us,
link.
did they give a specific reason that,
Well, they
be.
haven't closed the door. What they did is give us not a full proposal, but a ballpark figure of $142,000,
compared to what?
66 or
62,
something,
I think.
62, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we know we're gonna be paying a lot more. And last time our second bid was twice what the original was anyway.
It's currently 66.5.
Oh, it is 66, okay.
It's higher.
Okay, if you give me share privileges,
I did give them to you. They shouldn't have gone away.
host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, you're talking about Zoom. I thought you meant with the file.
No, I've
Okay,
got the file up. But you need to let me
you
share
got
it.
it. You got it now.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice big letters.
Fast moving screen.
So weird. I have no idea what that's never happened to me before. Of course, when I need it, that's when it's happening.
Okay,
So up the top there, the intro, we were putting in, we're often on the intro paragraph.
yeah,
So we're a rural community with many houses that are 300 feet plus from the curb.
but that should, I really think that's not the first thing you want to tell them.
It's pretty descriptive of our town.
How about we're a rural community, and that causes specific types of issues that we are looking to solve as
Address in-
quickly as
Address in
possible.
this contract,
It's
yeah.
too wordy. I think we should just be upfront and let them know that's what our town, a good portion of the town has long driveways. And that is critical. This is our problem.
It's
Well,
critical
then you need
only
another
if,
sentence.
it's critical only if we do not have bags for trash.
Right? But it's just a description. It's saying that that's a description of our town that we have. Now I'm going to be frustrated because I can't type. Putting it in there.
Okay, I'll put it in here. That have,
That have long driveways, comma, often in excess of 300 feet. Feet, period. And then I would put, we
In
also have
addition,
many steep, windy roads that can be difficult to navigate in winter or to travel in
Oh.
winter. I know it's kind of negative, but this is the issue.
We don't want to tell them that they're difficult to travel in winter. We want, that's like a leading question almost. We want to tell them we have steep roads and
Yeah,
let them
that's
let
fine.
them figure it out on their own.
So we're a rural community with many houses that have long,
We are a rural community.
With some steep roads and many houses that have long driveways.
yeah, that's good. With some steep roads and many houses that are often in excess of 300 feet.
I would,
Take that
Then
second
say-
without.
Say what?
You can take
I
that
would
second without. With some yeah.
Okay, so then the rest of that statement would be, we currently use pay-as-you-throw bags that we place at curbside with dual stream recycling. And that's all we need to say for the introduction, I think.
Mhm.
well, I would suggest saying that we find that works very well for us, but we are also looking for other creative.
I think this is an introduction of what we have now. We can say later on, we're looking for other options, but I think the intro is just talking about what we have now.
Okay,
That's,
It's
I
good to
just
keep
want to
it
keep
short.
it short. You don't want
It
to
says
long.
it says our current practice, not our preferred practice, right? So
Yeah.
it's open for suggestion to me.
Do we want to say that it's effective or that we like it or just leave it this way? This is statement of fact. This is how we do it.
Yeah, just fact. And our current practice is pay-as-you-throw bags for trash and dual stream recycling collection well, put it before collection and dual stream recycling. No, before the word collection. Or just move the word collection to the end. It just, oops. Dual stream recycling, no.
For trash and dual stream collection.
Just
Well,
take the
recycle, yeah.
collection out right after the word trash
Yep.
at curbside and dual stream recyclable material collection.
And curbside collection. Yeah.
Dual stream. And dual stream,
Where is,
all you need is dual stream recycling collection, recyclables collection.
just put for trash and recyclables at curbside.
do it again? At curbside?
Are you
That's
talking about?
fine. Just put a period after collection. And recycle.
I would say for- yeah.
Dual stream collection, get rid of us. No,
For
Wow.
curbside collection.
Dual stream recycling? Is that what you're saying?
no,
I would just say trash and recycling, dual
Yeah.
stream recycling at curbside.
Yeah.
fine.
We don't
That's
have
all we
bags
need
for
for the
for
intro,
dual
I
stream.
think.
No, we don't. Sorry.
What's that?
Do
We do not have bags for trash and dual stream.
And well, they're not necessarily open. And containers or bins for dual stream recycling it. That's fine.
Do you guys want to put an approximate size of the community? Like, you know, we're roughly a
No,
700 home.
That's in the RFP. I mean,
And that's too much detail at this point,
yeah.
Okay.
I think.
I think that's enough for that intro section.
Yeah. And 2 of them have already worked with us in the past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's go down and revise the other questions then.
Could we just start at 1 again? And I mean, after the address stuff. And
That's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, the editor in me is going to want to mess with that still more, but that's a good start off question.
Yeah, and then what challenge? We understand these contractors, partnerships, and contracts in the town. What aspects of such work does your team find most beneficial? That's good. And then the current. So this next question. Oh. The current practice. This is one to go all that stuff. The current practice is that residents put page through.
We've got that already.
So I would just take out that middle blab and then just, would your company support curbside pickup, bag pickup at curbside?
Well, trash and recycling pickup at curbside.
Yeah, that's fine. Trash and recycling. Well, it's not, because we got to make sure it's the bag. Would your, you know, not
Instead of saying, would your company support?
Yeah.
That I don't like the tone that's coming from a very subordinate kind of perspective. I would say, does your company support?
yeah, yeah.
And change it wherever we say, would your company, you know.
In the first sentence too, it says edge there, not the, of that same, where are you going? I'm talking about the first sentence in that question.
Oh,
At the edge, it should be current practice bags at curbside.
Well, we've already said that in the first.
Yeah.
Right at the top.
Right.
Right. So you can just take that out.
maybe trash and trash
and
bag
recycle
and-
bin, trash bag and recycle bin pickup at curbside. Yeah. That's good, because then it's a simple question.
is pickup one word?
I think it has a hyphen. in it.
That
Big,
kind,
yeah,
yes.
hyphen.
That kind, yes.
No.
Well, this is redundant then.
Yeah. That
I
can go.
think the question here was to make sure that they'll do dual stream pickup and not require us to go to single stream, but maybe we don't need to ask that. I don't know.
You know, once you say what type of pickup would you support, they're going to answer, hopefully, most of your questions right there.
Go up to 8, Gail. Go.
Yeah, go up to 8 for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so
If
so we
no,
probably
what kind-
don't even need that other question now,
Number 10. Yeah, I don't think so.
or 11.
Oops, I'm gonna have to leave for another meeting, but I'm looking through the questions. Thank you for sending them to me via email. Number 12 and number 14 don't seem like, those are just too off-putting. They're, it's their job to handle winter collection. And we've been honest with them and told them that we're a rural community with some steep grades and long driveways. So I think I would suggest, unless there's another reason why you want to, another thing that you're trying to ask, I would just delete number 12. And number 14 that's their job to figure it out.
Right.
I don't, I don't think it's a value add to have those two questions, but that's just my opinion. I thought I would give it before I duck out of here.
Susan, I think you've made some great suggestions today. I,
Yeah.
for one, really appreciate it.
Great. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
happy to be
Yeah.
involved.
Thanks,
Let me
Susan.
know. So let me know if Friday is a go, and if you have any questions between then and now, let me know.
Great.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for coming.
much.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So what is question 10 really asking?
No, we don't, I don't think we need that one now.
No,
Unless we just want to know if they do dual stream. And just stop it, put the period after. Does your company provide pickup for dual stream recycling?
But aren't they going to tell us that when they say what type of pickup do you support? Number
don't
9
know.
is a big question.
Not necessarily.
No, I think that's something that the town feels strongly we want to retain, so I would just,
Then why don't we say
it's just a
that?
simple question. They'll either say yes or no. If they say yes,
So-
then we have them on record saying they'll support dual stream.
well, but what about number 9?
Yeah,
I don't think we need that.
lose it or move it.
Lose it.
Yeah.
See, there are really two questions. Do they support trash bag and recycling bin pickup at curbside? And do they support dual stream?
Yeah, so let's just keep take and recycling bin out of the one before.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Simple.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
so I guess we probably want to get rid of 10 also then.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, it's going to be a conversation, they're going to
What did you want taken out? Sorry? Oh,
10,
10?
10. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. The question is getting shorter.
Well, then 10's gone too, huh? This suggests that we'd be willing to make a transition.
I know. I
Yeah.
don't really want that question in there because I don't even
Well, I
want to
had
suggest it to them.
Yeah, I had thoughts about it. Maybe it'll just come up in the discussion. If they all say no, we only
Yeah.
do automatic.
Then we'd
then
be
we can
forced
talk.
to it. And
The
we'd have
reason
to,
Yeah.
that came up in our
It's-
conversation with Arlene, she said that they had to talk with them about, or with the hauler that they ultimately settled on, about pay-as-you-throw trash collection. And
Who
dual
added
stream,
this
'cause
question?
I did,
Okay.
because of the conversation with Arlene.
Well, but
But I think it'll come up anyway. I don't think
yeah,
we need
it'll
it.
come
Yeah.
up because if they just
Yep.
say they're not going to, then we have to ask them what they would do.
Right.
So same with this one will go too.
bye-bye.
Yep.
Is that it?
I think, let's read it through one more time from the top. I think that's really what the main things we want to know. It's simple, but
Yep.
can we go back so we can see the intro?
Yep. I'm just tidying.
Can we do that after?
That's good.
Yeah.
Right to the point.
Yep, straightforward.
I like it.
I think Susan was extremely helpful in putting things more positive.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. She's good feel for that. Okay, we can go down. Oop,
I guess that's okay.
We'll go back to number, whoops, careful there. To number 6. The first question is, does your community service rural communities? The
Yeah.
second one is, if so, what challenges do you
oh,
encounter?
if yes, what challenge? Yeah, or if so, whatever.
Yeah.
I like that because that makes them, it engages them, you know, as if it's a team effort.
Good. I like that one. Yeah.
And they'll probably say, getting paid on time.
Ah, yes.
Well, that's built into the contract.
Yep.
Yeah, but doesn't mean it always happens.
Well, default of payment, et cetera, is breach of contract and so on.
I know.
Yep.
All right.
But by the way, Gail, you keep Excel sheets on the revenue and stuff from
Yep.
recycling. Is there any chance I could just take a look at that?
Sure.
Can you send
Why
me?
don't
I
you
just
send it out
see
to all of us actually at some point? It'd be nice to see it again. I haven't seen it for a while.
It's not on the
Uh,
web. Is it on the website?
No, the current status is on the website, and the fiscal year and calendar year totals are posted in January and July. What you want, though, is the summary of trash and recycling costs and profits.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I just
Okay.
further education.
And I need, you know what I need, Gail, for the
Yep,
retract
they
thing.
still
Yeah.
haven't gotten back to me.
Okay.
So does anyone have any different questions that they feel they'd like to add to this? I kind of think brevity is probably better at this.
I think that's great. I think
Yep.
that's,
Okay,
and it's
Oh.
going to solicit conversation
Right,
rather than putting them off. So that's
Right.
good.
Is anybody concerned that this
Yeah.
question is probably fairly ignorant, but is anyone concerned that if it appears the only option we have is to use carts, is anyone concerned about who provides the carts and how long it takes to get them?
oh, of course.
Is
Well,
that something that,
But that's
I
what we'll
think-
have to, yeah.
I think,
Is
Tim, the big issue, I mean, if we find ourselves in a position where we have to go with carts, the hauler is going to have to provide them.
okay, that's one question. Is that normal?
Yeah,
Is that the
we-
normal practice?
Sometimes the
normal.
town provides them, but we don't have enough lead time to get them, get a grant for them, do that whole thing.
We
Okay,
couldn't.
so if
we
the
couldn't
hauler
do it.
provides, then lead time is not an issue.
Right.
with their
It's up to
logo.
them.
It would
Yay.
be for them too, but they'd move. If it were an issue for them, they'd be more in a better position to possibly grab from other communities if they needed to.
Yeah,
uh,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To make the carts available. We would not be able to do that. So if we're done with this, let's talk about the interviews themselves.
Can I close this?
Yes.
And it
Stop
saves it
sharing.
automatically?
Yeah, just stop sharing.
That was freaking me out not knowing how to save it.
It's
Yeah, I
saved.
got really nervous.
Yeah.
Saves
Okay,
itself, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I actually just want to open it up myself and just print it out so I have a printed copy. So let's talk about the Friday meeting.
Do we want to appoint someone to be the primary
It's weird.
head of the meeting?
Gary, I think that should be you if you're going to be arranging the meetings. You're
Okay.
like the spokesman for,
Well, they are going to see the questions beforehand, so it won't be a surprise. Yeah.
Well, what we've done in the past with these kind of things is if we have 4 people, we gave 4 subcommittee members, and we actually have 4 people we're interviewing. Each one of us can ask the questions for one of the committee members, if you want to do that. If you don't want to do it that way, that's fine.
That's
We've done
fine.
it that way in the past.
No worries.
they'll have their sheet in front of them with their,
Right. With their thoughts
I
and their,
think it would be better if 3 of you asked questions, since you have a better background knowledge. And I just listen, and if something comes up that I think should be asked, that I bring it up. But I think it would be wiser for me to be a little bit more in the background, just because I don't have background in this area.
asking a question doesn't require an answer on your part.
Well, all I'm saying is we should decide now who's going to be asking the questions. And if Gary, if you'd like to do that, that's great.
Oh, I see.
I'm fine, but I like the other one too, so that everyone's participating.
I know, that's why I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll be glad to ask questions too.
Well, this
Okay.
is weird. I'm trying to print this and now this isn't even showing up. Oh my God.
What's happening with your computer?
I don't know. That's scary.
Is there something BB wants that she's gonna, crash your computer till you get it for her?
So I've got it up. Should I, Meryl's got it up. Gary's got it up.
I've got it up, but I can't print on this computer. But I can print it on the other one.
But did you want to be able to edit it on screen? I mean, most of the important editing is already done, right?
It's done, yeah.
Isn't the
So-
big
so
question now just
question-
substantive questions?
You want to
Well,
just assign
it's
questions?
printing now, so whatever was going on is not going on right at the moment, so.
You okay?
Okay.
So it's okay on your computer now, Meryl?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it looks good. So Gary, yeah, if you'll send that off to them and then, so you'll just have to let us know, Gary, how you schedule those.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
send it-
gonna, I mean, that's the
Maybe you
big
could
thing, is
send
if
a
they can do
schedule.
it.
Yeah, if you could send a schedule with the times, the contacts, the email, the whole thing, that would be
Yep.
great.
And also, I'll just appoint people to ask the questions
There you go.
of
Okay.
certain,
And Becky, did you want to add anything to those interview questions? I don't know if you heard us talking about that. You're muted. You're muted.
I
Becky,
was eating lunch with my mom, but I listened, we both listened to everything, so you guys did a wonderful job.
No, so
Good
you go.
collaboration. I like the input from Susan. She was helpful.
It was excellent.
very,
Yeah, that was great. No, I think
Okay,
you got a
so-
good set of questions.
Okay, so.
Becky, do you want to sit in on the meetings with the haulers
Sure.
on Friday?
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh,
What
good.
time are you doing it?
1 and 2, we're doing them separately, so
We're
because we're gonna
starting
Zoom.
at 10. We're starting scheduling them at 10, 11, 1, and 2.
And
It's
11.
possibly tentative at the moment, Becky.
Okay, and I might not be able to make all of them because of things that happen around here, but I
Sure.
will
Of
try.
course. If you're gonna
And
skip
again,
one,
it's tentative because I haven't called them yet. I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that we knew what we were doing before I did that, so.
and we're gonna try to schedule USA Recycle last because we already interviewed them, so hopefully it'll be quick.
That's the current
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we have
we
another.
know pretty
meeting-
much where they're at.
Yeah, we have another meeting scheduled for Saturday morning to go over.
And that's just for us to go
For
over
us,
what we hear.
yeah.
For
right.
us,
Yeah.
just for
Yeah.
us. Okay,
uh,
so
I'm curious if Becky has any just general take on the fact that the current hauler doubled fees. I mean, as a town administrator, Becky, do you have any just
she stepped
thoughts
away.
on?
I'm not sure if she's still within hearing.
I don't know either. Oh, well, never mind. Sorry.
Well, Meryl and I were both at that meeting, Tim, so I think we can, we can say, and give you an idea of where they were coming from. They said, or Eric, he's the main guy, said that they're losing money coming to Shutesbury.
Okay.
And they are moving and have been moving away from curbside collection with a backloading truck to automatic trucks.
Okay.
And so we asked him at the end of the meeting, could you give us like a ballpark figure for what it would cost if we were to move, because we're currently under contract with them, and we were talking about negotiating another contract. And so he did give us a ballpark figure. It was $142,000. And that includes the carts. We didn't get into what does that mean for winter, or anything like that.
So that was a quote for carts, not for.
But that was the quote for carts and
Wow.
automated, right?
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So
Yes, but when we did our original contract 5 years earlier, we got two bids. One bid was the one we got at 66.5. The second bid came in just about double. So we got a really good deal for 5 years, and I don't think it's fair to say that we wouldn't see a big increase regardless. Even if we stay with bags, we're going to see a big increase. Becky, you're muted still, but if you want to say something, please do.
Thanks for the heads up on mute. And the year before, I mean, the contract before that with Republic, they made a critical error and calculated they only needed one truck. And they ended up having to run 2 trucks for 5 years. So they lost big time as well.
but they had signed the contract, yeah, so
Right.
they had to honor it, yeah.
Yeah, so we got lucky.
So it's payback time.
We're lucky, twice lucky, third
Hey,
time's the charm.
You never know, we might get 3 times.
Fast forward.
Hey,
Becky, do you
Becky,
have
since
any?
I was just going to ask Becky, Tim's trying to get a copy of the recording from our last recycling and solid waste committee meeting, and he's not getting any response on his requests from Grace.
I'll
Do you know
I'll
what's
talk to
going on?
Grace. I don't have that one. Grace would have it, so I'll talk to her.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
Sure.
Becky, do you, just from your vantage point as a town administrator, do you have any like broad picture thoughts on this whole process? I don't know if that question makes sense, but things like, for example, if from your viewpoint, do you think we will probably, no matter what, be facing a doubling of costs, or, how do you view?
I would imagine a significant increase. And that's why I was mumbling to Gary and Merrill about trying to have a backup plan to figure out if there's anything that we might be able to do under $100,000 a year.
If it does double, what's involved in terms of getting that approved time-wise in terms of our annual budget? Does that increase in cost create another time delay potential?
It would depend on the overall increase in the budget. If it's under about $138,000.
The increase
I'm sorry. So if the total budget increase is more than the 2.5% increase that we're allowed every year, then it would throw us into an override situation. But it's likely, so far we're getting a little bit of good news from the elementary school. And if the region, it'll depend where the region numbers come in, but it's possible that we can include a doubling of cost within our current 2.5 and not have to go for an override. But it'll depend on the whole budget picture coming together.
And forgive my ignorance, but going for an override means what in terms of time delays?
It's not really well, it would mean that we could not sign a contract until we were certain we had the funds, which could mean if we're over our 2.5, we'd have to go to town meeting for override vote. That would take, that would have to get voted at town meeting, and then there's a follow-up. It's not debt excluded. We haven't done an override in a long time, but I think there would have to be a vote for the town to raise their taxes after that. So it would impact when we could sign a contract.
It wouldn't be a town meeting vote. It would be a ballot vote.
I think
if
it's
an
both.
override. Yeah,
It's both.
yeah.
Yeah. So the budget would have to pass at town meeting with the overage, and then we'd have to vote
Have
to
the-
increase our taxes, which would be a really hard sell.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
But
you, Becky.
there's where the way things, keep your fingers crossed, are looking right now, we might be able to do it. It's gonna impact the tax rate. But we are anticipating next year to have values increase again. We had over $16 million increase in value this year. It's likely to be a little more next year, which will help us with the tax rate side. And the reason I'm mentioning this, 2 years ago, we were at $24 per thousand, $25 per thousand is the cap. So we wouldn't have been able to raise our taxes if we hadn't had that increase in value.
Okay.
Uh,
We need to move
Meryl?
on. Yeah.
Meryl, I think that, this is, I think I need to call those guys now. So I'm going to suggest that
Right
I
this
bow out.
second?
What's that?
Right this
Yeah,
second?
time is of the essence.
I think I need to call them now because we're getting a little late into the afternoon and I want to see if I can get them for Friday.
Yep.
So I'm suggesting that I leave and that you guys just continue with, because I think the RFP is in pretty good shape.
Well, okay,
All right.
some of the questions in the RFP, I think it's only gonna take us about 10, 15 minutes to go through it because there's only
All
a
right,
few
well,
questions.
let's go then.
So that's
go
why I
then.
don't want to get into these other topics so much if we
Yeah,
can
I'm
just.
I'll keep my
getting
mouth
nervous.
shut.
Well, so with the RFP, the thing is I accepted all of the, grammatical minor type changes that were a lot of them that Gail had, and thank you, Gail, that was really helpful. The only ones that are left are some other questions, but of course we'll have to change the RFP depending on our discussion on Friday. So I don't want to
Right.
spend too much time getting into details now because we don't know what the answers are going to be for Friday. We can do that at a later time. But before we get into that, I also did, Becky, send you a series of questions about requesting prevailing wage rates, central registry,
Yep.
et cetera. And can you respond to those? If not now, then soon, because I don't
Sure.
want.
I read through them all, wrote up the answers. I can I didn't know if you wanted them verbal, but I can send it to you after the meeting. I have all the answers.
That would be great. And I'll just, you
Great.
can send it to all of us if,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great. Okay. So then let's just get right into the RFP. Let me just see if mine's going to work this time. Has anyone ever had those issues that I was having when it was really, really slow?
You
No,
might clear your cache on your computer, Meryl.
How do
I
I
have
do
lots
that?
of other issues though.
How do I do that?
Well, let's see if it works.
No, it's already looks like it's loading really slowly. No, I think,
I wonder if it has something to do with the extreme cold temperatures outside
I
today.
don't know. Someone else is going to have to do it. It's acting out still.
Okay,
So,
I'll do it.
but it's all up to speed. So if we can just go to the,
Yep, let me find it.
that's so weird. That has never happened to me before. Of course, when I need it, that's the time it happens.
Sure, that's always when it happens.
And I've got a Mac that's like a good Mac, whatever. Where do I clear the cache? Does anyone know?
Up in the
Choose the
top, but yeah,
Internet, you go to the options and there'd be a place for cache clearing.
On the internet stuff?
Hard drive.
Yeah, on your, there's usually a drop
There,
down.
there's something, yeah.
Okay. Can you make that the right corner a little bigger screen?
the right corner.
Well, you see the box, just the top, no, outside, the very top of the box, just maximize this so it's bigger, just bigger in total. No, not this, no. On the very, forget it, never mind. Just,
I think she
I'm
means.
just
the
trying to
box
make the whole
upper
picture
right.
bigger, the whole thing, yes,
right
right there. Oh, that was bigger. All right, that was as big as.
But if you have a touch screen, you can make it bigger on your own screen.
That's not the issue, never mind, okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute, go back to that first red. So, yes, the cover envelope was above, but there's an outside envelope and an inside envelope. I just wanted to explain to Tim, that's why it's mentioned again. So I don't know, Gail, if you can take that out, but I will remove that comment, but that's all. I just wanted him to know it was there for a reason. Oh, you can, good. You need to put the period back there.
Picky.
Yeah. Oh, look who's talking. She had 400,000.
The two toughest copywriters. we've
Oh
got.
my God.
I've never seen an editor like Gail. That was kind of an amazing.
Well, the 3 days of editing I did was similar type stuff. So if you can just imagine what the original one looked like. I was surprised coming from Long Meadow that it was such a mess, but I also was pulling in a lot of stuff in from our old contract. So we need to just go down, Gail, to the next comment. It'll be on the right. You'll see it on the right.
Gary, do these hauler
Here it is.
offices close early because they
Okay.
start early?
So this
I
is.
don't know.
This
I'm
is
Yes,
just,
they
I'm
do.
just,
They usually close by 4.
okay,
Yeah, Gary, you should start calling.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
agree.
leave the Zoom, and you guys are doing great work. Thank you, and I'll let you know what happens.
And we'll
Okay.
ask you the questions we need from you next time then, I guess.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Gary.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hi,
Good luck.
Gary.
So this was just stating because of COVID, we probably need to do these meetings on Zoom, this pre-proposal meeting on
Yeah.
Zoom. Can you make that the whole thing a little smaller so we can see the document and the comments on one without having to scroll it? So it's a viewing thing, yeah.
Maybe yes, maybe no. It's doing
It's
funny
going wrong
things.
direction. You're going bigger, not smaller.
Okay,
Okay, so yes, we'll probably have to add in something for Zoom. Okay, let's see. All right, so this is just a reminder that I X'd out this stuff, but we might need to put it back in, so no big deal. We'll just leave it like that for now because we don't know the answer yet.
okay.
Yeah, so that's just, so I'm telling you, there's not that much in here. Okay, this was a good one. Who follows up? Becky, that would be you, wouldn't it, to check on the renewing the performance bond each year for the contract? You're on mute.
Renewing it every year? Yeah, we haven't had to renew it every year before. I'll figure out what's going on there if we have to renew it every year, if that's what you're stipulating in the,
Well, we don't have to. That's what Long Meadow did. So I used theirs as a basis. We
Okay.
don't have to. We can go back to once. That reminds me though, I'm curious of the town council question. I am really curious about that. So even though you're going to send it to us, is it too soon to get this into town council, start looking at?
I don't think so. I think you could send it, this draft, and then we'll just highlight the changes that you make later when you're ready to send a final. And send it
Okay.
back to her with the final.
Why is this different than other contract processes?
Law,
Yes.
state law.
State law. Yeah.
It's
And what's
it's
the
just written
essence?
into the state law for solid.
Colors,
waste. It's
colors are
different.
different.
And they're
Just
all-
to give towns more flexibility, or?
I would guess.
Yeah, more power, because we don't have to go out to bid.
Mhm.
So you could do a direct, agreement with a town, with a hauler. You don't have to go through this process. It's just benefited us in the past, so
Yeah.
it's a good
Thank you.
practice.
Becky, so are you the one who will directly give this and ask town council to review it, or would?
I usually do. I try to
Okay.
monitor her I know when I can slip it in a couple things at a time, in a phone call and not just one. So yes, I do.
Okay, so once we make the last group of changes after Saturday, I guess, then we should be able to give it to you for an initial review by her
Okay, great. Next week.
next
Oh,
week.
Something occurred to me. Wasn't Gary going to be taking some quick minutes?
Yes, but all you have to say for this is we review the RFP, the draft RFP, and that's all you have to say.
We finalized the questionnaires for the haulers and we reviewed the RFP.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what this
So
sentence
this
was,
one,
what this sentence was intended to be?
well,
Any
first was the
proposal
one
should-
up above where Gary was asking a question about he thought the figure is closer to 800 households. And last time around, it was actually 800 something households. So it's gone down. But I looked up the 2020 census, and that's where these numbers come from. Becky, do you know? The 2020 census had 740 households, 1,755 people in Shutesbury.
I think that the census number I saw was 1717, so I'm not sure of your source. That was from the US Census folks.
Yeah, that's what, I thought that's what I was looking up too. We can,
Yeah,
I'll double check it again, and
I would-
also the number of households.
I would, I think they don't end up counting some of the seasonal households or something, but it is closer, it is over 800 households.
Okay,
That's the
so
mailing
again, the
list they
source,
use.
well, I don't know what
Well,
to
I
use
could
for the
go to
source.
the town clerk.
What's
and
that?
get a list. I could go to the town clerk for a street list and get a count from the street list just to make sure.
That would be great.
Street-
And just shoot me that number.
Yeah.
Both of the people in the households, that'd be great.
Okay, got it.
You would go by the 2020 street list?
No, I'd go by the current street list.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the 2020, so that's fine.
2020, 21?
We don't need to put the date in there. We just want the most accurate one.
Okay. I've got 1581.
Oh, okay, you have it right there. 1581 people?
People, well, that's registered voters though.
No, that's
Well,
different.
That's
'Cause not
different.
everyone's,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
No.
don't live in the they're not.
Or they're young.
citizens.
young kids, they're
Yeah.
not registered.
Never mind.
Okay, so now, Gail, you had a question about the failure to do so guarantee the town that all households receive curbside collection. What was your question there?
Any proposer should travel each road in determining a proposal. If
Yeah.
the proposer believes that any road is not accessible to its vehicles, the proposer shall list these roads in the proposed documents. Failure to do so is a guarantee to the town that all households will receive curbside collection weekly. What?
So
That
it's
Makes
saying,
perfect sense to me.
yeah. Well, it does, because it's saying that if you live, if let's say you live on a road that's really hard to get to, but the proposer hasn't stated that in the contract, then they're saying we'll pick that up. So if
No,
there's
but
some
what,
roads,
what this sentence says is failing to make those lists is a guarantee that all households will receive curbside collection.
yeah,
Right.
It means
That's
that
what you mean.
they will commit to
that's
do
what
it
it means.
if they haven't made the list.
If you don't say that you can't go to a road, then that means by default you can. That's what it's saying.
Yep.
But it's a guarantee they will receive curbside collection.
Correct. That's saying that they're gonna serve those houses unless they've said, we can't serve these houses, blah, 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 in their RFP, in their
Oh my
proposal, I
goodness.
mean.
Okay,
If their proposal says they can't serve a certain house, then our expectation is not they're gonna do it. But if they don't say that, if they don't pick any houses that they can't
I
do,
see.
our assumption is they're
I-
serving every
I see.
house.
Got it.
Okay,
That
so
took a
that-
while. Okay,
So that needs to come out, yeah. And, yeah. Now, that, yeah, I would take off the highlight, yeah. Great. Oops, we lost a paragraph, there we go, okay. So let's leave that comment in about the numbers until we get the numbers from the town clerk. Okay, so we can go down to the next comment.
I would make it more clear. Failure to list
Failure to
inaccessible roads.
identify inaccessible houses or something,
Roads,
inaccessible properties.
roads.
Well, it may not be a whole road. Oh, you're muted again, Becky.
They do it by road.
It says you must list those
All right.
roads. So
All right,
failure to
all right.
identify inaccessible roads serves as a guarantee to the town that all households will receive curbside collection weekly. How's that?
That's fine.
This makes me think of another question. I've gone through the document, but it's so massive. I could have seen it and forgotten it. What, do we have something in here which indicates what will happen if that particular road is inaccessible for any amount of time because of extreme bad weather? I think
That's
there
what they
is.
have to put in their proposal.
Okay.
How to deal with it? Yeah.
So let's go to the next item, please. Oh. And these orange highlights, if we can go back up there, why is that an orange highlight?
Oh, I had a comment on that. It seems to me that that invites somebody to stand 10 feet away and throw something that lands within 3 feet of your container.
I don't think that's ever been an issue.
Why, well,
I mean,
why?
The
It sounds
general
like they'll
person
pick up
wouldn't know that.
anything. They'll pick up anything within 3 feet of the container? What a mess.
Well, I think that's the idea. If let's say a bird picks at it, they still need to pick up the trash there.
Wow.
They report it to us when it happens. So they don't, yeah. They do clean it up, but it's tough on the haulers.
Yeah.
Becky, do you see any difficulty with that statement there?
If I would leave it in, it's worked. Is it new for our contract, Meryl?
I think it is actually, but I liked
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Why is the administrator highlighted?
I didn't do that.
Oh,
That-
maybe that's my comment.
It came that way.
Click. Well, it doesn't need to be, but I think that was actually my comment. Let me just, can we go back up so I can read this section? Collection route. And
You want to change it to the recycling coordinator and committee. And I'd say, and the town administrator, because they might come to me, the town administrator first. No, because this is for the contract. This is the initial setting, but I've gone on numerous times, I've gone out to do with them on the routes to be sure that they're picking up everybody. But it could be the recycling coordinator or the committee, doesn't have to be town administrator.
well, we can put by either the town administrator or the recycling coordinator.
Sounds great.
Where?
Under collection routes 5.3.
Yeah, but approved,
Approved by the town administrator or the recycling coordinator.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think I ended up handling that when we
Now-
had some disputes before.
So the next sentence, contractors submit proposed revisions to the maps of the collection routes to the town administrator. We don't really have collection maps. We have a map of the town. So I kind of, maps shall include written statement describing each daily collection route. So this is really more for East Long Meadow with multiple routes. We only have one route for the town, although they do have, a direction they go. So
I would leave it in there just to make sure if they do make changes, you know what they are.
well, maybe just
Maybe
make
not the
collection
public.
route single then to the map of the collection route.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. This is proposed revisions to the map. Take the S off. Of
just-
the collection route.
you're revising the route. You don't need map.
Well,
Yeah. You're right. It's the route. Because sometimes it'll be the, they'll
Yeah, that's
start
fine,
coming from
yeah.
Montague Road instead of Pelham Hill.
proposed
something like that.
revisions of the collection
Route.
route.
Well, it's routes because you've got more than one truck.
Routes. Okay. So, and that would be town administrator or the recycling coordinator there too.
Becky, do you have a preference on that to lessen the burden on you or?
No, because they're gonna contact me about it likely anyway. Um, So,
There's no rest for you, is there?
So the next sentence is funky, yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
I didn't have a copy of the last contract to actually see whether they indicated the route through town that they take. Do you remember if they did or they didn't? I don't think we got one.
I think
Yeah.
alternative did. And
I remember
USA,
seeing one at one point, but not for this last time, I don't think.
trying to think, yeah, USA came in, USA is different. They're approaching the route from Montague Road, which is what alternative did as well. So they must have handed over, I think there was a map that they used. I don't know if we ever had it, but I'm pretty sure they had it. I don't think we
I
need
would
the,
take out daily. Because we're only gonna have it on one day.
right.
The route submitted shall include or should be accompanied by a written statement describing each collection route. Isn't there only one route though? Well, maybe
there's
they won't
two
have
trucks coming from different directions usually.
day of the week service to start point the street. That's fine. And then Gail, on the right, if you just accept or delete that comment, that's fine.
But I think you want to get rid of the day of the week serviced, because we only have one day.
But we need to know what day it is.
Okay. But no, but we're telling them it has to be Wednesday, aren't we?
We haven't yet. We probably will, but
Why do we say it would have
you
to be?
just hit
Wednesday?
that check mark, Gail. Yeah. What's that?
Why would we say it has to be Wednesday?
It's just
Isn't
what
that-
we've had in the past, and people don't adapt well to change. It doesn't really have to be though, but that's what we've had. So
Because
it's
it
nice
might
to-
limit the options of the hauler to comply
Oh,
with.
yeah, I don't think that's a big issue. Do you
Okay.
really, Becky? I mean, we'll ask them to do Wednesdays, but if they don't do Wednesdays.
We'll just leave it in.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the day has to be identified, that's all.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, you can't have them showing up different days of the week.
Oh, he said, I say, let's have the contractor provide them. Why should we provide them if we get them to provide these notices?
Yep.
I
That.
think we said that
what-
somewhere, that they do.
Well, this is where it
They
is.
currently don't.
And Gary questioned it, that's all. This is Gary speaking. I put his comments in from what he sent because he
I
didn't,
see.
okay, so we'll just leave it.
But here again, should it be, oops, the administrator just went away. Okay, the highlight,
No, the highlight was because of the comment. That means it's a comment.
I see, okay.
We'll all go through this another time. We don't need to get too bogged down. Now, why was this in orange?
This comes out of nowhere. Complaints. Nowhere before this is it said that you can make complaints. To whom do you make a complaint? In what form? Within what time frame? Any of that. There is text now at 6.10. And I would suggest compiling the list from from
Right.
7.9 below. This
Yeah,
is
we've never-
6.10, sorry.
Yeah, we've never done it we've just when complaints come in, we go to them and ask them to resolve them immediately. But we're not compiling paper.
If we don't need this, fine taking it out. That's why.
Okay, I would take it out.
Yep, because this invites customers to call the hauler directly, which I
And
don't
I
think,
really discourage
do not
that
want
because
that.
people do.
Okay,
And I try to get, so my contact tries not to have that happen as well. And
Good.
she reports to me if it does.
okay, great.
Does this not automatically renumber?
no.
This,
So,
I think, just so
my
you
question
know,
here
Tim, I think
is-
this contract's been worked over like 100 times in the last number of years. It just keeps evolving. So that's why some of the formatting's really funky.
My question here is who at the town does it have communication with?
It's usually Becky.
Yep.
Okay,
So just go over on the right and check it.
got it. It may or may not be page 10 by the time we get there. It's
Right. Yeah, this was the toll-free question. I think everyone's pretty much in agreement. We don't need a toll-free number. And in fact, if you think we shouldn't even be having them contact the all collections, sign of both sides, the name of the contract, do we want to have their telephone number on there?
No, because that's
Okay.
inviting the public to call them
Yep.
all the time.
Okay, so just take out.
And
the
we really
second-
don't need the vehicle signage at all, right?
I think we should have the name of the contractor, yes, but not the phone number. We don't need that part. They should know who's in town. Oh, but the lettering,
Has
Oh,
to
you want
be
the lettering?
6 inches or more.
what's that?
Pardon me?
The lettering, a minimum of 6 inches.
Is
I
that
think-
important?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is another, here's another part we need to update. So we don't want that.
Good, scratch this whole thing.
Let's just see it. I guess, yeah. Is there anything else in there we need? Because people know they can call the town administrator.
Right, and often they can't reach the drivers until they get back to to their
Right.
other location because they have no cell phone reception.
Right.
That's gonna change with that giant new tower going in up the hill from us.
Well, they can text now, which is helpful. So I do get I can communicate a little bit with the drivers now.
Okay, next comment. Oh, so Gary just had a question. A comment. He said, I bet it's way low now in terms of the numbers, but I looked this number up on the MassDOT website. And for some reason, they only had 11 months listed, but that's what this is. It's the average of the 11 months. So I used that as the base for the fuel adjustment number.
And
But
this,
it
and
gets-
this will get adjusted by what we get back from you, Becky, anyway, and it's highlighted like this in the appendix, so it'll get checked.
Okay, good.
I had never heard anything about this, ever.
The weight slips they mail them. No, they email them, I think.
Well, they do it every 2 weeks, that big list that I get from, but they have to have them to you by the end of the day? Is that true?
No, I don't.
Signed by the
day.
driver?
No, I don't get them from the driver by the end of the day. But I do, they do submit them.
Yep. They do not send you the weight slips, though. They send you a report of the tonnage, correct?
I'll have to check my latest. I have gotten like copies of handwritten slips. But I could, I've gotten a mixture, so I'd have to check what I'm getting now.
Okay. So we'll just leave this here.
Well, we can, but I mean, no, whatever. We can always leave it
We'll
there.
come back to it later, meaning?
It just says once a month, the contractor delivers the weight slips. Isn't that all we need?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's fine as written.
Yeah,
Where
but do
we
you
usually-
get weight slips or do you get a report of tonnage? Those are not the same
Report.
thing.
I get weight slips, or if their report of tonnage is what the weight slips give you. So it could be a compilation. But if it's once a month that they're requiring, either way, you're getting it.
Yeah.
But what makes it easier at your end, to get weight slips or just to get a report?
Get the report. Who wants the weight slips?
Yeah.
You actually go through weight slips and driver's signatures?
I look at them, but I don't add them all up.
Yeah,
No.
really?
Yeah.
Why? Oof.
So Becky, do you want weight slips and a report?
I definitely want the report. If they give me weight slips to back up the report, I'm happy with that, because they would
Yes.
be used in case of a question.
No.
So we
Thank
could
you.
identify the truck and driver.
I'm continually amazed by how much you do, Becky.
Well, I don't spend much. I just eyeball the bills and making sure that that there's not a blip. And when there's a blip, then I look at
That's when you're not driving on the roads to make sure they're doing their pickup, right?
it.
Amazing.
Or checking to see what's in somebody's mysterious trash bag.
We're filling in with meals for.
You can probably take out the weight slips, the one that's sentence that starts with the weight slips.
Not there yet.
Oh, why would you take that out, Meryl?
Yeah, why, I wouldn't take any of that stuff out. It's
Right.
it's saying that the report is a compilation of this other stuff, so we want all that in there.
Yeah, we, as a backup in case we find that we've got
Mhm.
funky stuff
Right.
going on.
So can you want to
Yep.
do that?
Leave this all here. And the reason, that's good.
No, we want to put back in what you just deleted.
On each preceding day,
Put it all back in and then let us look at it for a second. Once a month, contract slip of his or her designate, all weight slips drivers were given. We can put, once per month, contract shall live in the town administrator, his or her designation. We put a summary of all weight slips drivers were given at the scale.
that's where I had the report, tonnage report.
Well, yeah, so then that's fine, a tonnage report summarizing, but then we don't have the actual weight slips to compare it against, so we're just taking their word for it. We don't have the source material.
Put plus all weight slips.
Yeah, we still want the weight slips in case of question.
Just put plus all.
With,
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
for each of the preceding days of collection is what I took out. Once a month, what's the preceding day of collection?
What does say days? Plural.
How about just for the preceding month?
Well, you're trying to just collect everything for that month.
Month of collection.
So the preceding days of collection equal that month.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, so it was fine as days
Yeah.
of collection.
Just want to get, yeah, you got it.
So,
Okay, just leave that. Yeah, that's fine.
I was surprised to see in this that we
Oh.
designate where the materials go to. That-
but Gary's point is correct. The tonnage report comes from the processor. Becky, you're saying that the weight slips come from the contractor, from the hauler?
Yeah, so they say, they tell you what they dropped off, so you can match it up with what the people receiving are saying they received.
Right. So those come from the contractor, right?
Yes,
The weight slips, yes.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with the tonnage report, which comes from the processor,
Right.
not the contractor.
Mhm.
My bad.
his or her designee. Fine. I mean, you want it summarized in a report, but you want the backup information.
They don't come from the contractor.
From the contractor, right?
So the two should be corroborating each other, but The
Right.
contractor is not responsible for the report that comes from the processor. That's all.
No, but I'm saying we should get a report from them too, with the waste slips behind it. But you can leave it as is. It doesn't really matter. Next comment.
The town reserves the right to spot check. Do you ever go spot check, Becky?
I did when we had do so.
Oh, oh my God. Ancient history.
Yeah, that they were pretty exciting.
Yeah. Are they still in business even?
No,
Good. Yeah.
no, they've I keep running into just so people at USA and other places.
Have we ever, this is a load being rejected, right? I don't
Yep.
think we ever have
No,
that.
A
When we've
pickup,
had
not
a
a
li-
load.
When we've had a load, I recall a load rejection a long time ago, and they let you know very loudly.
Oh, this is actually from a household, not from the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When materials rejected, failure to notify the town of Shutesbury at the end of the day of rejection of anticipated materials. So when they don't pick something up at someone's house, do they notify you of what's not picked, what houses weren't picked up, Becky?
Anne does. I don't know if if she knows, like when they had that human waste, they weren't picking that up. And we were notified.
What was,
You were
what do
or
you
were
mean by
not?
human waste?
Yeah, not pretty. A bag exploded on the driver. I mean, the guy throwing it in the back. And then we
Oh,
ended up we had to bring in, I brought in Kristen to follow up. It was a touchy situation in the Board of Health.
wow.
So it was the Board of Health and
What do you mean by human waste, though? Do you mean
I
excrement?
mean, human, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, we had somebody who was trying to avoid getting their septic pumped.
Oh,
Ah. All right, let's not, okay,
Let's-
so we're just.
moving
this
right
can check.
along.
Gary we can check this one. Gary was just said like it to happen, so maybe someday will. Okay, there's that, take out the, well, actually, we'll probably take out that whole
Yeah.
first one.
I'm not sure how much we could enforce this failure to maintain direct contact between town and the route supervisor. I mean, does that mean somebody in a truck? Because we can't. They don't have contact. It's iffy and it's text when they can.
So maybe it should just say failure to maintain direct contact between the town and the company and the contractor.
Okay. That's good. Contractor.
And then take out, there's 2 colons after town.
And this whole next one can go.
Yeah. Well, that was hardly worth putting in there. Okay. All right, next comment.
Oh, this is.
Go back up for a second. I didn't mention, but I just wanted to go up to 2, appendix 2. I just put in possible new library, lot 032 Leverett Road, opposite Highway Department, just so that if that comes to pass during the 5 years of this contract,
Good
they'll
call.
have to pick up there. It won't be a big surprise.
Everybody knock on wood.
I'm knocking.
I'm knocking is right. Okay.
Okay. Good call.
Do you know you don't know a street number for that, do you? Lot 32.
I'm thinking 66.
I can look that up. That'll be in the GIS.
42.
Okay, if you have it, that'd be great. Oh, that'd be nice to see a street wearing a dress.
That'd be a big dress.
Yep. Okay.
I'm almost positive it's 66.
Okay, so he said, I'm not sure we need this marked recycle bin or container. I know we have unmarked ones, but I think it's good to have this in there just because we encourage people to do it. I don't know. I mean,
What are you referring to though?
the marked recycle items were not in marked recycle bin or container. This is for the sorry note. That's why we didn't pick up your recyclables, because they weren't in a marked bin or container. And Gary thought, well, a lot of people use unmarked ones for paper. So I don't, if you want to take it out, that's fine. I kind of like
We're
it.
just
in there.
gonna take out the word marked.
Well, we've said
Or
everywhere,
obvious, or
we've said everywhere what constitutes a recycling container, and it has to have the big letter R on all sides and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So just, if we just say recycle bin or container, the scratch marked, as Becky suggests.
What does that mean? Items were not in marked recycle bin or container. You're still saying it has to be marked.
No,
well, that's what we're
saying-
saying, and that's, that's
Oh, I see. You pulled out.
a
marked.
reason to not pick it up.
Yeah, I thought you were editing it in a different way.
That's fine. It's kind of a picky thing, but I think that's true. There are a number of people. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then his comment about 2x2, well, that's what USA says, but we should go with the 3x3, which is what we had in the past. It's easier for people.
Yep.
So why go for a smaller one? Just because that's what USA required.
It's us to say.
Yeah.
That's
So-
great.
Okay, and then if you have questions, please call the contractor at or Shutesbury Town Administrator at.
Did you want to have them call the contractor? On that note?
Oh, if questions need further, in, please call the town administrator.
Or a recycling coordinator? I don't know. It's just once they start calling the contractor.
No, that's fine. I would keep it just the town administrator though, because
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, it's just one. Please call. the
Yeah, I think she really needs to have her finger on the pulse of the thing. So
It's the fascinating.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the sentence reads okay. If a holiday falls on a weekend or comes after a collection day in the week, there is no effect on the pickup schedule. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that sounds out there. Okay. So how do I get, if I,
Over on the right.
it'll change it?
Yep.
Poof, Zappo.
Okay. Yeah, so current collection routes and town map. So we had this discussion. My question was, do we just want to put a town map here? We don't have current collection routes. So we just want a current town map
Do we want?
and also a list of roads. What's that?
Yeah, I think a list of roads and town map, but do you want me to ask USA for a copy of their collection route?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Let's see what it looks like. And
I think that's the whole point of having this here, to specify what the route is.
we should list the roads also though, because there are roads in town that the contractor is not required to go on. And
Right.
that's been listed in past contracts. I just didn't have that list. I don't know if you have it, Becky, in past
I think I
contracts.
can find it.
Okay, that would be great if you could.
Do you want them to list the roads here that they're not going to Those
think we could just
unaccessible
do-
roads?
I think we can just do it positively and list the roads we expect them to do.
Okay.
The first test is to see if they can find them all.
Well, that's not,
So the title to that should be a little different though, I think. Current
it's gonna be proposed collection.
Current-
routes.
current collection roads, not routes, roads and town map. I think that's what we want to say. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And I think the rest, there might be one more thing, not much. Some of this was, just anything that's crossed out is stuff we have to determine once we know what they'll actually do.
okay. Proposed deletion.
Yeah, Gail, thank you again for such a thorough checking of all the dots and commas.
That's what a line editor does.
I know
That's
you
a
love that
huge
stuff.
job.
The only other thing is I'm a little concerned. I tried to pull out this, it was a Word document that went in, then it becomes a web archive document. And then if I want to pull it back, export it as a Word document, it does screw up the formatting a bit. So I might have
Does
to
it?
do some reformatting later.
And I'll volunteer to format the table of contents so that everything's aligned properly.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Once it's a document, not in this
Yeah.
Google.
No, not until we're there.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's enough for today. I have to get on the road. And thank you.
Good
Thank
luck
you
with-
all.
with
Anything,
your-
does anyone have anything else they want to?
Good luck with your dad.
Yeah,
What's that?
I second that. Good luck with
Oh.
your dad.
Thank you.
I hope he's okay.
Thank
Enjoy.
you all.
All right, so I'll see you Friday.
Indeed.
Sounds
And
good.
and I will have email and stuff, so we'll hear what Gary reports.
And if you have questions about the stats summary I sent you, give me a holler.
Yeah, thank you for sending
It
that.
makes
Yeah.
sense to me. It may not make sense to you.
What staff summary?
I sent you the summary you asked for of the
Excel sheet.
recycling and trash.
Oh, great, thank you. Oh, that was quick. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Yep.
And
Drive
Becky,
safe.
Thanks,
Bye.
take care. Bye-bye.
Becky, you're gonna check with Grace on that video.
Yeah.